our second part for exercise 9E. So we are going on with multi-step equations and they are with fractions. So again, we always have that clip to review. You can also have a look on Hot Maths as well. So going through the notes and quick notes. So if I'm solving multi-step equations with fractions, just remember that anything on the numerator, I can actually bracket like this. And I have my denominator, so I can rewrite it like this. So if we have more than one term on this numerator, okay, it's the same as having brackets. So it might be a good practice to actually add those brackets for yourself. And then for this one, we'd multiply the denominator to undo that fraction. So we multiply by this value for C. And remember, we are using these opposite operations, and we do in order from BODMAS, we're going the other way around, so I call it SAMDOB. And what we do to one side of the equal sign, we absolutely do to the other ones. And then just keep in mind, we do this part first, anything else that's added on, we do this part first, then we go on to do the numerator because we've put it in brackets, it helps us with that prioritizing. So again, similarly, anytime you have that, bracket it. So here's just a very quick example of where you could actually do that, okay? On to our examples now. So in these equations, what I have done, what you'll see throughout this worksheet is yellow is the first step, green is the second step, and blue is the last step. So your last step is always any number that is associated with your pronumeral. So you can see here it's 5, you can see here it's 7. So again, we're going to start with this one, and I can also think about having this as just one thing. If I have it here as just one thing, I'm just going to undo that. So if I have that as just one thing, that means that I have to get rid of this first. And again, we undo our addition first. Okay, so we subtract 2 from both sides. Then we end up just with the fraction left, and we've got 12 minus 2, which gives us 10. The next thing we do with this one is we now have to undo our fraction, and we do that by multiplying by the denominator. And that is on both sides. So once we've done that, those two cancel each other out, and I end up just with 5x, and 10 times 3 gives me 30. Now, the next thing that I'm left with, I have my 5 in front of my x, which means 5 multiplied by x. So to do the opposite operation, I divide by 5. So I divide both sides by 5 to end up with my answer. Second example, again, quite similar to this one as well, but think about where you can put those brackets. Anything on the numerator, put brackets on it, just to make your life easier. Okay, so once we've put in those brackets, we can see quite easily that we need to undo our division before we do our brackets. So if we have our divide by 11, that means we have to multiply by 11 in order to actually undo it. So we multiply by 11 on both sides. The divide by 11 and multiply by 11, they cancel each other out, which is really nice. And then we end up just with what's left in this bracket. So 7z minus 8, and then 5 times 11 gives me 55. We then undo subtraction because we have minus 8 here, and we do that by adding 8 to both sides. So again, these two will cancel each other out, and then 55 plus 8 gives me 63. So then I'm left with 7z. And again, remember 7z means 7 multiplied by z. So I have to do the opposite operation of multiply by z. So I divide by 7. So I divide both sides by 7. So 7z divided by 7. Jeez, that's a mouthful. So 7 divided by 7 cancels out. 63 divided by 7 gives me 9. Okay, on to your worked examples now. So again, we use SAMDOB or reverse.BODMAS. Always try to get rid of any add-ons. So what I mean is something like this, and we are going to bracket anything that is on our numerator. On to your worked examples now. Ooh, just in case, your bonus question, your bonus word is actually banana. Just in case, your bonus word is banana.